Welcome to the Dinar Daily channel, your most trusted source for daily insights and expert analysis. Today's episode is not just a broadcast, it's a financial turning point. We're talking about major financial institutions, specifically HSBC, JP Morgan Chase, Citibank, and Wells Fargo, preparing for a historic Iraqi dinar transaction event. The confirmation of these system upgrades marks an extraordinary development in global finance. For many years, holders of the Iraqi dinar have wondered when the international financial system would be technologically prepared to process such a large-scale currency exchange. The answer seems to be now, as these banks have reportedly completed the final stages of system integration to fully support Iraqi dinar transactions. This momentous achievement wasn't the result of a single, isolated effort but rather the culmination of a multi-year, coordinated initiative. The goal has been to align these major banks' compliance systems, transaction platforms, and liquidity frameworks with the evolving structure of Iraq's central bank. The critical link that has now reportedly been finalized is the integration of the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, with the global SWIFT ISO 20022 messaging standard. This updated protocol is designed to facilitate faster, more secure transactions and, crucially, it enables the seamless verification of high-value currency exchanges. The completion of this integration is a key indicator of readiness on a global scale. In addition to the system synchronization, reports suggest that new AI-driven forex scanning terminals have been installed in hundreds of bank branches across North America and Europe. These advanced terminals are designed to instantly authenticate Iraqi dinar notes, ensuring that the process is both rapid and secure. Staff in key urban centers have also reportedly undergone targeted training sessions, and confidential internal memos have emphasized that banks are now considered fully operational for structured redemption programs. This level of preparation indicates that the logistical side of the exchange event is well underway. Veteran Forex strategist George Everstone, formerly of Bank of America, has summarized the significance of these developments by stating that this level of interbank coordination has not been observed since the post-war financial restructurings of decades past. The infrastructure is not just functional, it is reportedly optimized and ready. According to his analysis, the only remaining piece is the official announcement of the new exchange rate. This readiness of global institutions signifies a clear, operational directive far beyond mere speculation or rumor. Documents reportedly circulating among private analyst groups, which include contributions from specialists with access to central bank data, offer new insights into the expected exchange value. These reports suggest that official contract rates could be in a specific range for the dinar, while public-facing market rates may be slightly lower. However, confidential sources indicate that certain redemption groups may have access to exclusive offers that exceed the public rates, contingent upon signing non-disclosure agreements and participating in structured redemption programs. These potential variations highlight the importance of understanding the different tiers of exchange. To put the potential opportunity into perspective, let's consider a single 25,000 IQD note. If such a note were to be exchanged at a mid-market rate, it could generate a significant sum. For an individual holding 1 million IQD, the potential conversion at a higher rate is a powerful illustration of a unique financial moment. Analysts emphasize that while these calculations are straightforward, they represent a once-in-a-generation opportunity to transform relatively modest holdings into substantial wealth. This potential for gain is what has kept many investors patiently holding their currency. Evelyn Sharp, a global macroeconomist with ties to the International Monetary Fund (IMF), has explained the confluence of factors at play. She has stated that the math is simple, but the moment is rare, as economic conditions, geopolitical restructuring, and monetary reforms do not often converge in a way that produces this kind of opportunity. For those who have patiently held Iraqi dinar, the window of potential reward is reportedly now within grasp. These statements validate the persistence of long-term investors and highlight the imminent possibility of a significant financial change. The accelerated rollout of banking readiness is not a coincidence. It is reportedly the result of converging financial, economic, and geopolitical milestones that collectively justify the readiness of global institutions to execute a full-scale revaluation. Confidence in Iraq's post-war recovery has surged to unprecedented levels as evidenced by financial data and macroeconomic stability. For instance, according to recent figures from August 2025, the Central Bank of Iraq now maintains foreign reserves exceeding a substantial amount, a number that places Iraq among the upper tier of reserve holders in emerging markets. This strong financial position provides the necessary liquidity buffer for currency strengthening. At the same time, oil exports have reportedly reached a record-setting level, providing a steady flow of cash into the national economy and reassuring foreign investors that Iraq's balance of payments will remain secure under a revalued currency. These financial improvements have not gone unnoticed by international bodies. The IMF and the World Bank have both formally endorsed Iraq's transition toward a managed float regime, giving the Central Bank of Iraq the green light to stabilize and internationalize its currency. Political conditions within Iraq are also said to be improving, which has helped to reduce risk perceptions that once made global banks hesitant to engage with the currency. As stability continues to grow, banks are reportedly positioning themselves ahead of a market-wide recognition of the inevitability of a revaluation. Frank 26, a well-known currency market commentator, has summarized the situation by stating that this is no longer speculation. He asserts that the Central Bank of Iraq has coordinated with global institutions, and we are now at the doorstep of history. The most surprising recent development has been the confirmed launch of redemption center simulations inside the United States. This signals that the logistical side of the revaluation is no longer a theoretical or planning exercise, but is firmly in the activation phase. Private banking facilities reportedly tied to Wells Fargo have been cleared for operational readiness in key states, including Texas, Nevada, Florida, and California. These locations were chosen strategically due to their large concentrations of international currency holders, diverse investor bases, and logistical infrastructure to handle high-volume redemptions under controlled conditions. Sources close to the matter have indicated that these facilities have already conducted dry-run simulations to ensure flawless performance once the Central Bank of Iraq announces the new rate. Meanwhile, Chase and HSBC are said to be preparing specialized teams of senior bankers to service what are known as Tier 4B clients. This exclusive group of early redeemers is expected to sign non-disclosure agreements in exchange for access to higher contract rates. The rollout plan appears to be highly structured and well-coordinated, with specific timelines for different groups of participants. Perhaps most telling is the information that secure digital appointment portals will be activated within hours of the official CBI announcement. These portals will allow vetted clients to book redemption sessions under strict privacy and compliance protocols. The rollout plan is projected to make non-disclosure agreement-protected appointments available within a specific timeframe of the announcement, with general public access following thereafter. The implications of this are said to be profound, as it suggests that the necessary machinery is in motion and that the operational phase has already begun. The Tier 4B category is an important and often overlooked group in this revaluation landscape. It is composed primarily of retail investors who have held the Iraqi dinar for a long time, patiently waiting for this moment. Mainstream media has generally dismissed or ignored this group, but according to verified insider reports, Tier 4B may in fact be a significant beneficiary of the unfolding events. Insider conference calls have revealed several key developments, including that private contracts with major global banks have already been finalized. This means that rates and structures are reportedly locked in place, awaiting only the activation trigger from the Central Bank of Iraq. Furthermore, liquidity pipelines have reportedly been established through intermediary holding zones, allowing funds to be released within hours rather than weeks once the switch is flipped. Senior analysts are also said to be consistently signaling that the final authorization will likely occur within a narrow window of trading days, underscoring the immediacy of the opportunity. Perhaps the most direct confirmation comes from an anonymous HSBC executive who reportedly stated that all Tier 4B assets are pre-cleared, and once the CBI flips the switch, redemption appointments would begin the next morning. This extraordinary level of readiness reinforces the urgency of preparedness for every Tier 4B participant. Holders of the currency must understand that once the notification is released, the appointment window may be limited. Missing that window could mean forfeiting access to the higher contract rates and exclusive redemption advantages that have been discussed. The call to action is simple but decisive. If you are part of Tier 4B, your readiness in the coming days could define the outcome of your financial future. It's a moment that requires careful attention and preparation. While the Iraqi dinar has understandably commanded the spotlight, it is important to note that the revaluation and redemption processes are not confined solely to IQD holders. Parallel opportunities are reportedly emerging for holders of the Vietnamese dong and Zimbabwe bonds. Both of these currencies have been tracked within global revaluation circles as being positioned for a significant upward adjustment. Current projections place the VND revaluation in a specific range, a development that could transform even modest portfolios into life-changing windfalls. The ZIM, which functions differently due to its historical bond structure, is being positioned primarily as a vehicle for structured humanitarian project payouts. What makes this moment even more compelling is that Tier 4B exchange appointments are expected to allow for multi-currency baskets. This means that qualified participants may be able to leverage their holdings of the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and Zimbabwe bonds within a single redemption session, thereby optimizing both efficiency and overall return potential. A senior IMF source reportedly provided rare direct commentary on this matter, stating that this is not just a single currency event, but a multi-currency restructuring designed to rebalance the global financial system. This remark underscores the broader theme that the global currency reset (GCR) is not an isolated adjustment but a coordinated systemic shift. Holders of these secondary currencies may soon realize they are in possession of what can be described as a prime, once-in-a-generation financial asset. As the long-awaited rate release draws closer, preparation becomes not just advisable but absolutely critical for all participants, especially those within Tier 4B who may have a limited window to act. To maximize outcomes and avoid last-minute mistakes, a thorough checklist is being advised. Investors are urged to compile a thorough checklist in advance of the announcement. First, they should ensure that all currency is properly authenticated, counted, and securely stored. Many redemption centers will reportedly employ advanced verification technology, but having currency organized beforehand will help to expedite the process. Second, it's important to keep clear records, including original purchase receipts or signed affidavits of acquisition, as these documents provide proof of legitimacy and can help to reduce administrative delays. Third, participants should identify their nearest participating bank branches or redemption centers so they can act quickly when appointment notifications are released. Fourth, participants must decide in advance whether they are willing to sign a non-disclosure agreement in exchange for access to higher contract rates. This decision could significantly alter the final payout structure. Fifth, it is recommended to prepare a written list of financial goals, investment priorities, and tax planning strategies. Walking into an appointment with clarity can help to negotiate structured payouts more effectively. Finally, participants must remain vigilant, as scammers and fraudulent groups are highly active during moments of heightened anticipation. It is crucial to only rely on verified communications from official redemption centers or established Tier 4B notification systems. The margin for error is said to be small, but with careful preparation, participants can position themselves to maximize returns and secure a stable financial future once the activation signal is given. To truly grasp the significance of this moment, it is essential to consider the perspectives of seasoned voices from various fields. George Everstone, the former Bank of America strategist, has reportedly commented that this is a coordinated liquidity event and that banks don't do this level of preparation for mere rumors. His statement suggests that the infrastructure being deployed is evidence of a clear operational directive. Frank, 26, the prominent commentator, has also emphasized that Iraq has accomplished what even its critics doubted was possible. In his words, the revaluation is not just coming, it's prepared and protected. This focus on protection points to the political and institutional safeguards that have been built around this event. Meanwhile, Evelyn Sharp, the macroeconomist with ties to the IMF, has added an academic dimension, noting that structured payouts will redefine personal wealth and that we are watching the birth of a new financial order. Her words highlight not only the profitability for individual holders but also the systemic significance of the event on the world stage. Finally, Iraqi clerical commentator Ali al-Sistani has reportedly framed the issue from a societal perspective, urging transparency and responsibility. He has stated that the Iraqi people are ready for prosperity and that the trust placed in them must be honored through transparent processes. Taken together, these insights converge into a single conclusion. This is not merely a financial transaction, but a turning point for Iraq, its investors, and the global economy at large. The convergence of these elements paints a picture of a moment that has been carefully orchestrated and is now ready for activation. Within insider financial and currency circles, the current period is reportedly being referred to as Historic Activation Week, a designation that carries immense weight, given the factors converging at this exact time. Central to this window are scheduled meetings between the Central Bank of Iraq and senior officials from the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. This level of coordination is not coincidental. It signals a clear alignment between domestic monetary authorities and the global guardians of financial stability. At the same time, Tier 3 liquidity events, which serve as essential precursors, have reportedly been finalized, meaning intermediary funds are positioned and awaiting release. Adding to the momentum, US-based redemption centers have not only been staffed but also successfully tested through multiple simulation runs, removing any operational doubts about their readiness. On the political front, developments within Iraq and Kurdistan suggest a rare moment of unity and internal alignment, reducing the friction that has historically delayed financial reforms. Analysts stress that these combined elements create an environment that is too strategically coordinated to be ignored. The conclusion many are drawing is that we may be entering the final window before activation. For holders of the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and Zimbabwe bonds, this is not the time for hesitation. It is the moment to finalize preparations and remain vigilant for the official signal that could initiate what is being described as a large-scale wealth transfer event. For loyal investors who have endured years of waiting, skepticism, and countless cycles of rumor, this moment stands as more than just a chance at financial gain. It represents the culmination of patience, resilience, and disciplined strategy in the face of extraordinary uncertainty. Across every segment of this report, the message remains consistent. The infrastructure is in place, the mechanisms are operational, and the conditions that once seemed distant are now reportedly firmly aligned. The banks are ready, the redemption centers are staffed and tested, and the systems are live and interconnected with the world's most advanced financial networks. For those who have held on to their positions through skepticism and market noise, this is a moment of vindication. The decision before you now is not about chasing opportunity, but about being adequately prepared when that opportunity finally materializes. The wisest participants understand that it is not about timing the market to the second. It is about being positioned so that when the market moves, you are ready to move with it. In the words of one veteran holder, it's not timing the market. It's being prepared when the market moves. This is that moment. Preparation and clarity of purpose will be crucial for success in the days ahead. As we conclude today's broadcast, we recap the most critical points with urgency and clarity. The systems are no longer in planning mode. They are active, tested, and synchronized. Global banks are aligned. Redemption centers in the US are staffed. Liquidity has been prepositioned. And insider confirmation suggests that we are in the narrowest window of opportunity seen in over a decade. For holders of these currencies, this is the moment to sharpen your focus. Verify your preparation checklist and stay closely connected to official updates. Knowledge is power, and preparedness is the key to navigating this significant financial event. You've been watching the Dinar Daily, where truth meets timing. Stay safe, stay ready, and we'll see you in the next alert.